Okay, wow. The whole sequence of events playing out with Hytale right now is a wild ride. This is a video I never thought I'd be making, but a lot has changed in the last couple of weeks, and a lot of you might be familiar with everything, but I'll start from the beginning because we're just about approaching 6 years since I last made a video talking at all about Hytale, and then it sort of went dark from there. So Hytale is, I don't know what tense to use, a game created by Hypixel Studios, which is of the same founding as the Hypixel Minecraft server. And they posted the announcement trailer for the game on December 13th, 2018. For those of you who don't want to do math, we're at just about 7 years since this trailer was posted. That's a pretty long time in between posting a trailer for a game and the game still not being out. GTA 6, by the time it's out, might still have a shorter gap between the trailer and the release. And I, as I showed here in the playlist, was sort of covering the development updates that were posted for about the first year after the announcement trailer. And then after that, it was acquired by Riot Games, which I thought was a surprise, but hey, that's cool. Really, really big publishing company behind Hytale. It'll be a huge game when it definitely comes out. And the development sort of just dragged on and on. I wasn't following it along that much. They didn't really post that many regular updates or game footage. And it just kind of faded from memory until earlier this year. The news came out that it was actually being shut down. So Riot was no longer going to be funding Hypixel Studios. Hytale was not going to release, which sucks. I mean, it's 6.5 years. Well, probably more because they were working on it long before the trailer to be able to make the trailer. So let's say maybe almost 10 years of work that would never end up being seen or appreciated or played by anyone outside of the development team. Now, a lot has happened in the last couple of weeks. So on November 17th, Simon Hypixel, the founder of Hypixel Studios, he acquired the game back from Riot Games. So he's now taken development back over, which is how it was initially. No idea how much it cost. I assume it was not a cheap acquisition. I don't know all the tax policy and everything to where Riot, in not releasing Hytale as a game, could write down all of the development expenses over the years and therefore be able to save on taxes. And I assume that whatever buyback had to exceed the amount that they would be able to save on that write-down. Again, not an accountant, don't know all the specifics, but it probably wasn't very cheap. I assume Riot put a lot of money into funding the development over the years. It just didn't pan out well. I know there were like engine changes. I'm sure there was huge feature creep, and the scope kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger rather than just, I think when everybody watched the launch trailer back in 2018 and saw everything there, it was like, okay, well, the game might be rough when they release it, but Minecraft was extremely rough when that came out. Like the official release for Minecraft 1.0 was after quite a while of alpha and beta, and people were just enjoying playing it despite all of its limitations because it was fun and new. And so I thought, oh, maybe in the next year we'll actually be playing Hytale. It's in 2019. So I think a lot of the excitement really subsided over that time in between the announcement trailer and the announcement that the game was no longer gonna come out. But in any case, there was a little bit of a back and forth. Simon posting on Twitter about how he was trying to rescue it, get the game back, resurrect it, and then this is 11 days ago, 12 days ago at this point that he's gotten it back, and since then the updates have been incredibly rapid, surprisingly so. It's funny to watch you can scroll through the development updates. A lot of these were while it was under Riot. You get a few little development updates a year. I wasn't really reading these, to be completely honest. And then I think there's a missing post in here that was cut out since it was reacquired by Hypixel. And now it says, Hytale is saved November 17th. And then Hytale modding strategy, Hytale creative mode. And now we have Hytale early access announced January 13th, 2026. So the game is going to be playable to the general public at that point. And it's just like to go from the game is not happening at all to the game will be playable over the course of like 12 days is a bit of a wild ride. Is there a little concern as to what the product is going to look like come January 13th? Sure, but I will say, to his credit, Simon has been very transparent in saying that verbatim, the game is not going to be good when it comes out, but I am happy that at least it's going to be out there for the world. The cynic in me is like, this was probably a really expensive reacquisition of the game, and he's like, I could use some revenue, so let's just put it out there real quick, tell people it's gonna suck, but if we're honest with them, then they can't be mad if it actually is buggy and sucks. I'm very curious myself how different the game will play now versus if it had just been released in that first year after the announcement trailer came out. I don't know how much of the work that was done under Riot's ownership is actually going to be used here, or if they're rolling it back a whole bunch to what was done before, because I don't know if any of that work is used from its time under Riot. Does that mean that they wouldn't be able to still get some tax benefits from it? Can they write it down still or not? Again, I'm sure especially on Riot's decision making is probably all financial here, and I don't know what went into it. Or you know what? Maybe I don't know Riot well. Maybe they had some people who are like, you know what? Out of the goodness in our hearts, we would love to see the game get out there, and if you have a way to make it happen, then go for it. I can't pretend to know. I'd be really interested to know the details, but if I did know the details, I'm sure it'd be confidential, and then I wouldn't really be able to talk or speculate at all about it. I would just have to say no comment and keep my mouth shut. So it's also fun to speculate. Okay, I want to talk for a moment about why, ironically, I think the cancellation of Hytale is the best setup that ever could have happened for the launch of this game. But before I do, a word from our sponsor, Logitech G and the Astro A50X headset. I'm currently wearing the McLaren edition. However, there's a deal going on right now with Best Buy for the black or white A50X headset that I've been wearing for the last year plus. It's really nice. It's comfortable. It sounds great. And for a limited time, the headset is $80 off, and you can get it with a free EA college football game for either Xbox or PlayStation. So if you go to the link in the description, it'll take you over to Best Buy, and you can check out the options available. And as you know, Logitech has been a sponsor for a while now, and I was using the Astro headsets long before they even sponsored. So highly recommended. Check it out. Link below. $80 off and with a free game. Doesn't sound too bad. Okay, so as I was saying, I think that ironically, the cancellation of Hytale has now led to one of the greatest ever PR moments for any game in terms of getting eyeballs on it. And you know, while we talk about this, they released some footage for the game as it's upcoming, so we might as well let that play in the background and we can take a look at it as we go. So I think that if the game had not been canceled, it continued development under Riot, and let's say some point, maybe optimistically in the next year, they actually release something, a lot of the response for it would be along the lines of, where was this 5 or 6 years ago? It's been 7, maybe nearly 8 years now since you posted the announcement trailer. You guys have really missed your window here. It's been way too long. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep playing Minecraft or GTA 6 or something. But in its cancellation and then resurrection by the original founder, I think that has rallied so much hype and support that so many people who might have ignored it, decided I'm not interested anymore if it had released under Riot, are now suddenly really, really excited to try it, support the early access regardless of whatever bugs may arise, because it's like a comeback story, and everybody loves a comeback story. And so I think this is the only way that they ever would have had a chance at recapturing the hype that was present in the first year after the trailer. There's no other way that I can possibly think of where that was going to happen. I'm sure Riot would have put a lot of advertising dollars behind it, but that organic, real, true, earned excitement would not have been there anywhere near where it is right now. So, and I felt the same way. I was like, okay, it's been ages. Like, is the hype still there? I think they made a mistake posting the trailer so long before ever getting anything out there to the world. And this was when I still thought it was going to be coming out. And now all of a sudden it's back at the forefront of everyone's mind and everybody's excited to play it. And I think that's a crazy thing that has played out that I've never heard of happening for any other game. And I'm sure that Simon sees that and he's like, yeah, we need to take advantage of all the excitement that's happening right now and actually just get something out there, regardless of the state that it's in. But even, I mean, looking at this, there is a game here. It looks like something that you can play. It's not freezing every couple of seconds, at least in the video. They wouldn't post it if it was. But I'm excited to see where it goes. I will probably play it when it comes out, as will basically everybody else in the world at this point, it sounds like. But, maybe a little main channel gameplay. We'll see how how interesting it is, how stable the game is to decide whether or not it's going to be an ongoing series. But at least it looks like an opportunity to play a new game here on this channel. So yeah, absolutely wild ride. Good luck to the team on making it happen and getting ready for what is probably a pretty stressful date coming so soon. And that's the update on Hytale for the first time in about 6 years. Crazy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.